Okay, so I've been thinking about my last illustration where I said it's a can of Pringles. I have a joke about that. I've turned so many cheeks, I feel like a can of Pringles. You know when they say, oh, just turn the other cheek? I say, well, you know, I've turned so many cheeks, I feel like a can of Pringles. But anyway, I think there's a better shape to kind of map time and our human experience. So follow me, okay? So I was saying before, gravity, levity, neutrality. But let's change gravity and levity with positive and negative. Is that more logical? Or protons and neutrons and electrons. So positive, neutral, and negative. So we have proton, neutron, electron. Okay, so the thing is, the proton and the neutron and the electron, or the positive and negative forces, orbit around the nucleus, the neutron nucleus. Okay, so now I'm trying to make this simple. But before we had this thread, this neutron thread, kind of a nucleus thread, right? So that's the baseline for positive and negative emotions. Energy. So follow me now. So in the morning, you're asleep. And when you're asleep, there's no stimulus. There's no energy. Well, there's energy, but it's dormant, it's neutral energy. It's nucleus neutral energy, right? So it's a very small circle of, again, positive and negative forces, protons and electrons. Okay, so we have this little thread, and then as you awaken, the positive and negative forces. Okay, remember positive and negative forces. Let me illustrate really quickly. Positive and negative. So you're slowly waking up, and you're thinking, oh, this could happen. Oh, but this could happen. Oh, this could happen. Oh, but this could happen. Oh, this could happen. Oh, but this could happen. And those things are polemically polarized and running around. And the vocabulary changes, the scenarios changes, but basically it's always the positive and negative sides of the coin that are kind of orbiting each other. And as you awaken, the circle gets larger. Until, if you're on a normal, hopefully, on a normal regular schedule, until we have like the equator, right? So these things are spinning like a ceramic pot. Spinning. So at the height of the day, at noon, you have the most stimulus and the most scenarios and the most thoughts are in your head. These are like the shape of thoughts. So thoughts are electrical impulses of light that are orbiting around your nucleus, the neutral force, that thread. So my thinking is that each day, if we map it out, is not just a cylinder, but we go from this little bit of stimulation, sleep, to more and more stimulus, to the equator, which is the high point of the day. We have the maximum experiences and thoughts, and then slowly it begins to taper off again. And remember, all of this is moving circularly. So what we have is, instead of just a DNA cylinder of thoughts and emotions, because that would assume that you don't account for sleep and wake cycles. So the most awake is the most tension of your gray matter, the most highly awareness, highest awareness. Okay, so if you look at it this way, you have like sleep, and then you have positive and negative forces, ups and downs, and as it keeps circling, it gets to the highest, then it starts to go into like a denouement, right? A decay, a return to sleep. So if you look at that, it makes a sphere. Do you understand? So we go from sleep, and the positive and negative forces are orbiting that neutral thread of the baseline, and then it decays or descends back into sleep again. So what we have is each day then can be represented on a graph as a sphere. And there's nothing to sphere but the sphere itself. But be aware of your spheres. Isn't that funny? So, then what you can do is you can think of each day on this nucleus thread of neutrality that you're orbiting around, and you're trying to stay pretty close to baseline, because you want the fluctuations of highs and lows, laughter and tears. You want those fluctuations, because if you don't have those, boop, you don't want that. Okay, so you have a sphere that's a day. So you have a day like you're slowly getting up, and you're thinking, and then you race to the highest tension, the maximum force of stimulus and experience. You're the most awake, and then it goes back down to sleep again. So each day is a sphere, and they're threaded like beads, B-E-A-D-S, beads on this nucleus, neutral thread bar. So basically, you can think of time and your experience in time as an abacus. Chinese computer, abacus. I just thought that was really useful way to picture your life as a meaningful set of emotions, memories, and experiences, like beads on a jewel box necklace. And don't forget this thread, this nucleus thread. It could be a nuclear thread, neutral thread. There's also this invisible concept of positive and negative, horizontal and vertical, vertical, positive and negative, horizontal, and horizontal is the neutral, the levels of neutral. This, right? So, basically, it's like notes in a musical symphony of your life. So you want the notes to kind of like maintain a certain equilibrium, or stay within parameters of high euphoric enlightenment and low depressed near suicide. So those are the extremes of positive and negative forces. And then the nuclear neutral forces in between, right? And the way that we measure these fluctuations in mood and energy and time and all the other forces that impact a being, this thing is the matrix, and the matrix doesn't change. It's a mathematical construct that doesn't change, but it enables perception.
Do not leave the building.
Virtually too, thank God, because that way we can plan out all these scenarios and prepare ourselves with video games. I mean, isn't that what we do? Isn't it? Isn't it just? Isn't it just? Isn't it just? Isn't it just like a woman? Well, it's really kind of hard to say. Anyway, that's the latest thing. Incidentally, I know that the Chinese have invented a computer chip, like an Intel chip, where it's an abacus on a tiny, tiny scale, and each bead is a photon on an abacus that fits in a little computer, like your cell phone. But the Chinese have really gotten really high tech and learned how to actually map and contain and position these photons on an abacus the size of a nano technology, like micro. So that's just something else to think about. It's I like the Pringles idea, because I've turned so many cheeks. I'm like a can of Pringles. But I thought the idea of the beads and the spheres was useful. So, there you go. Yet another useful sculpture, metacognitively invented by yours truly, Pablo Habibi Desiam, PhD.